Hey guys, Digital Lifestyle, good morning. Hope you're all doing well. Good afternoon, wherever you are, or whatever time you're listening to this video. Right, I'm bringing this to you from Evergrande, the risks. This is from Bloomberg. The risk Evergrande risks first local bond default as rejected. Now, these people don't want what Evergrande or whoever is controlling the system to go through, and whatever happens from here on in could have a massive impact on one, the financial market, but two, importantly as well, Bitcoin. So that she's not going to talk about Bitcoin, but I just want you guys to hear what this person's saying regarding this Evergrande problem.
It couldn't get worse.
Well, Evergrande, as you say, has already defaulted officially on its dollar bonds back in December. So I think, by and large, of course, many investors will have priced in its inability to rustle up payment for its debt. But Evergrande, like many other developers, has been so far avoiding official delinquency in its onshore market by continuously seeking these extensions. We've seen similar at firms like Shimao, for example, and many developers essentially try to do this so that their operations can still continue to run smoothly, so that they can continue to build and deliver all of those new homes that are in progress and ensure they're continuing to pay workers. So this is being very, very closely watched, not just by onshore creditors, but also by offshore, trying to understand really what the implications are for Evergrande's operations going forward. Now we've seen this inability to secure this second deadline.
Why the industry did already?
I think that's exactly right. That's the critical question. And what we're starting to see with the inability to secure these sort of extensions in the onshore space is the beginnings of the stress creeping into the much larger onshore market. And it's really there that if we see stress developing, that there is a much broader systemic risk. I mean, although we've seen incredible stress in the offshore market, it hasn't been really effectively ring-fenced. But authorities will be looking for signs of stress in the onshore market. And as we move into the sort of second phase of this distress cycle in China, we increasingly are seeing not just sort of difficulties from already defaulted developers in the offshore market now struggling to avoid that official delinquency onshore, but we're also seeing things like some of the property bonds, onshore bonds selling off quite sharply as well. Overall, things are still pretty robust in the onshore market. Borrowing costs are very much under control, but things like the ability for some of these stressed developers to seek refinancing onshore, and there's a close look at the credit lines that have been extended to many of these stressed developers as well. And even when we see kind of defaults by big firms like Shimao and of course this latest difficulty by Evergrande, there are questions about how widespread this type of stress is going to spread now that we're moving into this next phase of the stress cycle.
You heard there, right? This could have wider implications, not just on the financial market, but on the crypto market, because what we're seeing there is kind of like if you like, a tie to the financial market. Crypto hasn't really broken free or from the ties that it has in this market yet. However, that said, I found some information on IOSCOP, which is an international organization for, they've just come about and they've developed, I don't know how you say this, but International Organization of Security Commissions, right, that's how you say it. They're an international organization and they have published, or going to, in the process of publishing, its crypto asset roadmap for 2022 and 2023. I'm not going to go through all that. Has today published a crypto asset roadmap that sets out the, I'm going to say it, IOSCOP, IOSCO. Okay. That set out its regulatory policy agenda and work program for sector after next 12 to 24 months. The IOSCOP board level fintech task force established in March this year has mandated to develop, oversee, deliver and implement IOSCO's regulatory agenda for fintech and crypto assets. Very important. The FTF will prioritize policy-focused work on crypto assets, markets and activities in initial 12 to 24 months of operation, while continuing to monitor market developments associated with broader fintech related trends and innovation. The FTF has set up 2 work streams focusing on crypto and digital assets, CDA, and decentralized finance. Each work stream is aiming to publish a report with policy recommendations by the end of 2023. That said, the UK now are to introduce legislation on stable coins by August this year, I'm sure. I'm thinking it's by this year. Bank of England, Conleaf, the names these people have. Is it Liff or Life? However, looks like it could be Conlife. There's been the least bit of a delay in the framework thanks to recent resignations from Prime Minister Boris Johnson. UK Treasury include consultation with other regulatory bodies, including the Bank of England, the BOE, the Payment System Regulator (PSR), and the Financial Conduct Authority (FCA), will introduce legislation on regulatory system for stablecoins before August summer break, said Deputy Bank of England Governor John Conleaf on Wednesday. When was this done then? Oh yeah, last week, 6th, right? So we're going to go through this. Right, speaking to Qatar at the Qatar Center for Global Banking and Fintech annual conference, Conlife said, said recent events have delayed plans a bit. He's likely to be referring to the last 24 hours when Treasury Chief Rishi Sunak and Senior Treasury, because Rishi Sunak was involved in fintech. I should think it's going to continue. There should be no 2 ways about it. It has to continue because it's already been started. They can't just start something and not finish it. But then again, governments have a habit of doing that, don't they? Starting things off and then leaving them halfway through, and then we have to pick up the bill. But that's another story. Right, where was I? Right, so Treasury Chief Rishi Sunak and the senior Treasury official John Glenn resigned from their roles in Prime Minister Boris Johnson's government. Both Sunak and Glenn had presented themselves as fans of crypto, announcing months ago their hope the UK would become a hub for digital assets. Could that be a problem? Difficult to say, because we don't know who else is a fan of digital assets, or whether this whole thing was delay. Because you could look at the conspiracy side of this. This whole thing could have been just to delay the introduction of assets. But then again, they're talking about the stablecoin regulation, and we actually do need stablecoin regulation, because I think when you have that with the on and off ramps, as long as it's not a central bank digital currency but a stable coin, I'm happy with that. I think USDC is a stable coin. I understand that is the stable coin. There's Tether, which may have issues. I don't know. I'm not full facts of all of that, but this to me sounds as if they are going to go ahead with it. There is a possibility of delay, like he said. But hey, let's do it. Let's go through this. The Treasury in its April stablecoin consultation said the government would initially look to regulate that sector of crypto using the 2017 Payment Services Regulation, Financial Services Act, and the 2011 Electronic Money Regulations Act. It promised more detailed requirements for stablecoins to be developed with the help of the BOE, FC, and the and the PSR. Okay. Conliffe also spoke about plans outside the UK, saying the Committee on Payments and Market Infrastructures, CPMI, or whatever that is, the international panel that Conliffe chairs, will finalise guidance on global standards for systemic payment systems before the summer break. Among the issues, what assets should back these stablecoins, what should be redemption or claimed to be, and how do you ensure if a stablecoin or money that is being used at a systemic level is safe. The CPMI also plans to report on how the Basel framework for banking supply should apply to stablecoins, Conliffe said. Any more? Or at least they're doing something, so it doesn't seem as if they've fallen by the wayside, even though Rishi Sunak's no longer in situ. Whether he's, left the seed, which I think there is when you think about this, for this to continue. How he would have regulated or wanted regulations, I do not know, because it was never mentioned. I do know that he was a fan of them, cryptos, and I'm sure that we're going to go for the fast payments. Whether we become the hub, as it were, is yet to be seen. This is something that they actually put out back in March. I don't know, I didn't see it, but I've been searching around and I found this. The UK regulatory authorities published a number of documents on crypto assets and the decentralized finance DeFi on the 24th of March 2022. The Bank of England's Financial Policy Committee, FPS, issued Financial Stability in Focus Crypto Assets and Decentralized Finance on the financial stability implications for crypto and the DeFi and the appropriate regulatory response. The PRA. Who's the PRA? The PRA sent a Dear CEO letter to banks and PRA investment firms, setting out the PRA's expectations on crypto assets. The publication of the documents provide, what does it mean? The publication of the documents provide further details of the UK's developing approach around the regulation of crypto and DeFi, and to indicate the importance policymakers place on the topic. So, it's looking good. Wait and see what happens there. And another piece of news that came out yesterday, G20 Report, CBDCs for cross-border payments highlights challenges. Today, the Bank for International Settlement, BIS, and the IMF and the World Bank published a paper on cross-border payments using central bank digital currency, CBDC. The report was prepared for the G20 as part of the program to enhance cross-border payments, where CBDC is one of 19 building blocks. 19 of them. 19 building blocks. So let's think about that. 19 building blocks. Is that 19 protocols? What else could it be? 19 protocols. I forgot to mention, I think I might have mentioned, but yesterday I learned that there was over 20,000 or 21,000 digital assets. So if they're talking about 19 blocks, what do the 19 blocks mean? Well, I don't know. Almost every suggestion in the paper comes with a caveat, or whatever, leaving the message that CBDCs will not be silver bullet to address the frictions in cross-border payments. God. Thank God. So there's issues there already. Okay. The problem statement is quickly dispensed with cross-border payments involve the high cost, low speed, limited access and insufficient transparency. Why there's such a significant issue is taken for granted. Why is there such a issue taken for granted? And the answer to the why question is underline the reason CBDCs might not be the best tool apart from regulation or regional applications. So what's the problem? The problem with CBDCs is trying to solve what they're trying to solve. Their brief digression from the report. As a layperson, the underlying causes appear to be straightforward. There are too many intermediaries, correspondent banking, which adds to the cost and delay and creates the transparency issue because payments have multiple hops. So that sounds to me that they need XRP record possibly. One system does it all. You've got, they're talking about multi-hops, they're talking about too many chains, too many things to jump through. This is my opinion. Scrap the CBDC, use the USDC, done. It's already there. Peg it to something. Get XRP in the middle of it all. Sorted. And other cryptos and other protocols like IOTA, like HBAR, like VeChain, like XLM, like XDC, peg them to say like commodities, gold, silver, diamonds, oil, all those other things, you know what I'm talking about. Anyway, what's the problem? The brief right from the layperson. There are too many. Okay. Secondary, anti-money laundering is a major friction in the process that obstructs a massive number of law-abiding citizens, while criminals seem to find a mere inconvenience and circumvent it. Central banks see statistics, but it's a big deal with individuals or small business have money frozen. Okay. Ooh. With globalization, this happens on increasing frequency. The topic of AML is covered in the paper, and it looks far from being resolved. Anti-money laundering. Thirdly, those that pay for the most payments and those that can afford it least. Examples include offshore workers seeing remittances home, sending remittances home, or remittances being third-party world countries. This is most acute between regions where there's not a huge volume of transfers. Ripple sort this out. XRP sorts this out. That whole decentralized architecture, whatever we want to call it, sorts this out. The points are also dealt with by the G20 building blocks but it's important to see the big picture because CBDC paper presents more challenges than solutions. So could this actually be a failed project? Could this be a failure? It's interesting. Very interesting. Right, cross-border CBDC needs to be interoperable. Right, well, Ripple does that. Ripple has an interoperable ledger. Let's go. Simplistically, the intermediary problem should be solvable with CBDC because the money is the message. In contrast to payments today, we think of digital currencies as a person-to-person, just make a transfer from one wallet to another, and you're done. But in practice, it's much more complex when multiple fiat currencies are involved. That is true. So does that mean that we're going to go for one world currency then? And then does that mean one world religion at the end of the day? What does it actually mean? Yes, very interesting. Anyway, right? I don't know. I'm going to leave you guys to think about that. If you want to go read up on it, it's on www.ledgerinsights.com. Yeah, I'll leave a link in the description. You guys can go check it out anywhere, right? You have a great day, and yeah, be safe out there, and don't get scammed. Get regulated. Take your cryptos off exchanges. Yeah, we're heading into the regulated space, and I think it's sometimes for the good, and in some cases for the bad. But we will see what happens. I am not financial advisor, nor am I a genius and know what's going on fully. All I do is look at what's going on and just come back and tell you guys. So it's up to you guys whether you take notice or not. It's up to you guys whether you choose to invest in yourself. You know, I will say this as well. There's an awful lot of people who are unemployed out there, and they're getting money coming in on a regular basis. And unfortunately, a lot of them, I'm not saying this for all, a lot of them are going to miss out on this opportunity, and a lot of them, even if they do hear about this opportunity, are not going to take it on board, quite simply because they're either spending money on drugs, for instance, drinking, all manner of things, and some, yes, genuinely need to help feed themselves, etc., etc. But there are apps out there that people can use that you could, if you really wanted to, like Crypto.com, you could actually put $5 or £5 away of that money and just leave it. Small amounts. At least you'll have your foot in the door. Okay, that's all it takes. A small amount. You don't have to be a millionaire. You don't have to have loads of money to get into this space right now. This is the biggest opportunity you and millions, in fact billions of other people have. And to get in on the right projects is key. XRP, XLM, XDC, IOTA, HBAR, VChain. There are just some of the ones that are going to have use case in the future. Yeah, I've just mentioned a few. You guys need to do your own research. Look at these tokens. Look at the top, I'd say, 100 tokens out there. See what they're actually doing in the space. Look at the backers. Look at all those different metrics that come along with it. I don't do that. I don't do all of that. What I do is I do my research, and I do listen to other YouTubers, and I listen to what they say, and one of the reasons why I like XRP, and this is one of my biggest holdings, simply because of this lawsuit and what it actually means going forward for the whole of the crypto market. Because once we have regulation, that's it. That is it. It's not going to just be for XRP. I think it will be regulation across the board, and I think a lot of projects out there will take heart from XRP's win or loss. You don't know, because it could mean that other things happen, other things may transpire. It could mean that XRP is a security. I don't know. And I played a video yesterday or the day before with regards to Value Capital and the possibility of that being taken back off of us. I don't know. All of these things are possible. Anyway, I'm out. Take care. Have a great day. Speak to you soon.